The eyes of the gods told the king after doing her incarnation that the gods are angry, and for them to be pleased, the queen has to embark on a 9 days journey to the evil forest, and the journey has to begin the next morning. Once upon a time, in the heart of the African savanna, there existed a kingdom known as Samanda. The land was lush with baobab trees, and the air carried the sweet scent of wildflowers. In this kingdom, ruled by wise kings and queens, there lived a princess named Adia. Princess Adia was unlike any other. Her beauty was unmatched, with skin the color of rich mahogany and eyes that sparkled like the midnight sky. But beneath her enchanting exterior lay a heart as cold as the harmattan winds. She reveled in cruelty, finding pleasure in the suffering of others. The people of Samanda whispered tales of her wickedness. They spoke of how she would order the flogging of servants for the slightest mistakes, how she hoarded food while her subjects starved, and how she laughed when tragedy befell the innocent. Yet, her father, King Oba, turned a blind eye to her malevolence, blinded by his love for his only child. One day, a humble farmer named Kwame sought an audience with the king. His crops had withered, and his family faced hunger. Kwame hoped the king would grant him a small plot of fertile land to cultivate. But when he entered the palace, he encountered Princess Adia instead. "State your business," Adia sneered, her eyes narrowing. Kwame bowed low. "Your Highness, I seek a piece of land to feed my family." Adia's laughter echoed through the marble halls. "A farmer? How quaint. I have a proposition for you, Kwame. If you can solve my riddle, I shall grant you the land you desire." Kwame's heart raced. "I will do my best, Princess." Adia, instead of going on with her request, went on sending the humble farmer out of the palace. Adia's wickedness continued, not knowing to her that life is deeper than she ever imagined. One early morning, the king called her daughter Adia and reminded her of her marital statue and its implications on losing the throne to another family if she don't get married and give the palace a heir to the throne. This is when Adia's nightmare started, because it became an impossible thing for her to get married in the community. Everyone in the community talked about her wickedness and how she might maltreat any man who falls a victim of marrying her. Even his father tried getting him a prince husband from other nearby communities, as the culture of the land required, but once they come for her hand in marriage, something strange will happen and the marriage will not hold again. Adia became so worried and ashamed of herself as she was aging, and no man is even showing interest and ready to marry her. The palace was also worried about losing the throne. Adia finally got married to a young and charming man named Anayaba through the help of his father, but after the marriage, she faced another serious problem of not giving birth. Adia couldn't give birth to any of the gender, talk more of a son to take over the throne. The king decided to consult the gods of the land to know the reason behind this strange thing. He summoned the priestess of the land to know the reason why the gods has chosen to put the palace in a great danger. The eyes of the gods told the king after doing her incarnation that the gods are angry, and for them to be pleased, the queen has to embark on a 9 days journey to the evil forest, and the journey has to begin the next morning. The purpose of her journey was to get an eagle wing placed on top of one of the mountains in the evil forest. The next morning, the queen embarked on the journey and made her way to the forest for the mission. On her way, she met a lonely old witch sitting beneath a big tree in the evil forest. The old woman told her that what she seeks is the only thing missing in her life, but Adia never understood what she meant by that. Also on her way, she also came across some group of children playing in the forest without any older person or their parents with them in that kind of dangerous environment. Everything becomes more strange to her. She successfully got what she was asked to get and returned safely, so tired and weak, but what the priestess told her on her arrival shocked everyone. The priestess told her that the eagle's wings was never necessary, but the days she spent for the journey was the solution to her problem and as well a moral lesson to her. The priestess told her the 9 days of the journey represent a tip of 9 months of pregnancy. That the gods wanted her to experience the pain every woman whom she has maltreated their child went through just to give birth. The priestess also told her that she cannot give birth if she don't know the value of a child. That the solution to her problem is just to change from her wickedness and treat her people fairly. Adia became so sad and felt remorse over her previous action. From that day, Adia became a new Ben and changed to a better person. As the seasons changed in Zamunda, so did the heart of Princess Adia. The tears of compassion had broken the curse that bound her, and she now grappled with remorse for her past deeds. The once wicked princess wandered the palace corridors, haunted by the faces of those she had wronged. One day, while strolling through the royal gardens, Adia encountered a young girl named Nia. Nia's eyes sparkled with innocence, and her laughter echoed like the songs of Samunda's birds. She was an orphan, cared for by the palace staff, and she held no grudge against the princess. "Your Highness," Nia curtsied, "may I pick a flower?" Adia nodded, watching as Nia plucked a delicate hibiscus. The girl's kindness touched something deep within the princess, the fragile bud of compassion. Adia knelt beside her. "Nia," she whispered, "I have caused much pain. Can you forgive me?" Nia's eyes widened. "Forgive you? But you are the princess." Adia smiled sadly. "Titles mean little when the heart is heavy. I wish to make amends." From that day on, Adia devoted herself to acts of kindness. She visited the sick, listened to the elderly, and shared her meals with the hungry. The people of Zamunda watched in astonishment as their once cruel princess transformed into a beacon of hope. Word spread throughout Zamunda. The wicked princess had become a legend, a symbol of transformation and forgiveness. Adia ruled with compassion, ensuring justice for all. She abolished cruel laws, built schools, and planted gardens where once there was barrenness. Not up to 2 market days and the good news spread that the princess is pregnant. Joy filled the whole community that the heir to the community is on his way. As the gods may have it, Adia gave birth to a bouncing baby boy and they named him Did.